Hey everyone, it's Skiesti. Alongside so many changes coming to Overwatch 2 in Season 9, we've got some for Mercy, and I have many thoughts. The active time for Guardian Angels on jump and crouch cancels is reduced from 1.5 to 1 second. Now, what does that even mean? Well, Guardian Angel has two cooldowns. The first cooldown is the basic Guardian Angel, which is 1.5 seconds. The second cooldown is the active time for Guardian Angels performed by pressing jump or crouch at any point during Guardian Angel, which is now 1 second instead of 1.5. That makes the full duration of Guardian Angel tech 2.5 seconds instead of the previous 3. You know me, I'll never say no to a Guardian Angel buff, no matter how small. The 0.5 second reduction will be useful in some situations, but to be blunt, likely won't make much of a difference to Mercy's survivability in most situations. I'm admittedly surprised to see a small buff to Mercy's movement. I assume it was done because with so many changes to the overall game, and with Guardian Angel still riddled with bugs, Mercy needed something to help her keep up. The next change is for Sympathetic Recovery. Health recovered increased from 25% to 40% of healing dealt. Sympathetic Recovery will now regularly heal Mercy for 22 HP per second instead of 13.75. In Valkyrie, Sympathetic Recovery is increased to 24 HP per second instead of 15. However, since the support role passive, which is 20 HP per second in Season 9, is constantly active in Valkyrie, Mercy will regen for 44 HP per second. With health pools increasing, all heroes being given health regeneration, and a new DPS passive that reduces healing received by 20% for 2 seconds, it makes sense that Sympathetic Recovery would be increased to compensate. Mercy's health pool raising from 200 to 250 means more health needs to be regenerated. All heroes having regeneration means less healing available for Mercy to make use of Sympathetic Recovery. And lastly, the new DPS passive will affect not only Mercy's healing to allies, but Sympathetic Recovery as well. We're about to get very mathematical, so bear with me here. If Mercy is healing an ally under fire by a DPS, her healing is reduced to 44 HP per second and 48 in Valkyrie. If Mercy is healing an ally with reduced healing, she will regenerate 17.6 HP per second and 35.2 in Valkyrie. The regular number is the same if Mercy is the one with reduced healing and her ally is not. However, in Valkyrie, it increases to 39.2. If Mercy herself and her ally are under fire by a DPS at the same time, she'll regenerate 14.08 HP per second and 31.36 in Valkyrie. Additionally, just as a friendly reminder, Sympathetic Recovery does stack in Valkyrie. All the numbers I just went over, minus the ones in Valkyrie, don't include the support role passive, as the passive would take 2.5 seconds to start after not taking damage, and the reduced healing from the DPS passive would have already worn off since it stops after 2 seconds. Those three things combined are likely why we're seeing this buff. I sort of thought Sympathetic Recovery would be overlooked since it's quite unique, so it's a relief seeing the devs taking it into consideration with the new overall changes to the game. And I hate to be a negative Nancy since we are getting buffs, but these buffs are very minor and only given to her out of necessity. I don't think we're so back or anything, but I'd love to be proven wrong. Keep in mind, I unfortunately didn't get as much of a chance to playtest as I would have liked to, so some of this is theoretical. Alright, let's talk about the Pharah of it all. We are gathered here today to mourn the loss of our dearly beloved Pharmercy. As you all know, Pharah is receiving changes in Season 9 that will undoubtedly impact Mercy. I had the opportunity to playtest Mercy with the Pharah changes, and it was painstakingly clear the devs were intent on breaking the pair's synergy. Pharah's mobility has been greatly amplified, so much so that Mercy will have a hard time being able to keep up with her, and will be left behind. It's likely there'll be many times where Pharah dashes or uses a movement combo and quickly moves behind cover before you're able to fly to her. With that in mind, Mercy won't have as many places to play around cover and stay safe either. Pharah's hover jets, now requiring her to land to recharge fuel, means Pharmercy won't be able to play high up in the air for long periods of time or play around rooftops to spam damage into the enemy. When the enemy plays dive comps like the dreaded Tracer-Sombra ball combination, a Pharah would usually be able to keep Mercy safe by playing in the air out of their range. This won't be possible anymore, leaving Mercy more susceptible to such comps. Basically, imagine trying to pocket an Echo, Genji, Tracer, Doomfist hybrid hero. It might be something like that. So where does Season 9 leave Mercy? Is she any good? Well, we all know damage boost is already good, but it'll be even more impactful for a few reasons. Shots are easier to hit since bullets and various other projectile sizes are increased, so damage will be more consistent. Damage boost can help DPS players capitalize on their new passive since enemy supports will eventually not be able to do enough healing to keep allies alive versus damage boosted shots on targets with the reduced healing. Since players have more health, breakpoints will be different. For example, Hanzo is not able to one-shot 250 HP heroes without Mercy's damage boost. Now, minor buffs are also an upside, but as previously stated, they were necessary and probably as little as they could have possibly done for her here. For all of you Battle Mercies out there, your bullets will be bigger, so have fun with that. Oh, also, major upside, they added a heart reticle this patch, so at least we can have something cute on our screens. That'll be nice. Now, let's talk downsides. Everyone having regeneration takes away potential targets for Mercy to regen off of, which could lead to her death more often. Mercy will take longer to heal allies, and single target healing will amplify how bad that feels. Bigger bullet sizes make Mercy easier to hit when trying to fly around. She'll likely be forced to continue to play hard cover with minimal flight usage if possible. Outside of very dedicated Mercy players that'll play her no matter what, and yes, I'm talking about myself and definitely some of you, Mercy is niche and only really useful when paired with a handful of specific heroes. Pharah being more independent means Mercy will have less reason to be played. Despite the minor buffs to Mercy, her survivability is still going to be pretty mid because all of those downsides hurt her survivability. Anyway, that's all for me for now. Let me know in the comments what you think of Mercy's changes in Season 9 in general. It's a big shakeup, so I'm really curious what all of you think. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.